We're here. We finally made it. These last 10 weeks, 2 months, it is finally here. This is Insecure, Season 5, Episode 10, the series finale. Everything's gonna be okay. Um, Bittersweet, man. Bittersweet. I can't even lie. I can't even believe it's the end of really an era. I don't know if people get it, but Insecure really was a cultural reset, and we really haven't had a show this powerful and seen a show this dynamic like this probably since girlfriends or living single. And we haven't really had a show that was able to really go all the way there. Um, since Girlfriends, you know what I mean? Living Single really was one of those shows that kind of broke the door down for it. And then, you had Girlfriends come in and, break every window and break every door. And then Insecure just, tore the house down with it. So, anyways, getting into the episode, um, we see Issa and Nathan arrive at Issa's house, and Issa invites him in and says, please come and let's talk. And Daniel is in his bag, he's in his feelings, and he's just like, nah, I'm disappointed, I'm embarrassed. This isn't good for him. This is messy. This is toxic, and he just wants to, take a step back because he had a feeling all along, and he had been thinking, and you know, um, that was really it. Issa really didn't do too much fighting or arguing about it, and neither did he. And you could just tell Nathan was hurt. You could tell he was hurt. And Issa goes inside, depressed, sad, and Lawrence texts her apologizing. And then we get to the next morning, and Molly comes by with some food. Um, Wants to check on Issa, make sure that she's okay, and brings the food and says, if you're not hungry, I could put it in the oven or whatever the case may be. And the Issa says she's gonna go grab a shower, and Molly, being optimistic and being very hopeful and all of that good stuff, and just keeping a positive spirit about the situation, because she just had the night of her life at the party. She don't know what Issa got going on, but at the end of the day, she just had the best night of her life. Um, but she tells Issa, y'all will get over this, and you're gonna laugh about it one day or whatever the case may be. And Mirror Issa starts trolling real life Issa per usual, and Issa says she just wants to fast forward to the part of her life where everything is okay. And next we see Issa at Molly's apartment celebrating her birthday. Her mom is there. Her coworkers are there. Of course, these are also Taurian's coworkers because they work together. Taurian's peoples are there. Um, Tiffany pops up and comes in from Denver, and Kelly's there, and she's there with her new man, Desmond, and who Issa says is a rebound from Daniel Kaluuya. And Tiffany was like, but then they have to date, and then Issa was like, don't make it make sense, just let it go. And Sean Patrick Thomas is there. Sean Patrick Thomas, you guys know him from Barbershop, Save the Last Dance, and a multitude of others. And Issa goes into Molly's bedroom, checks in her while she's getting ready, says that Tiffany's here, and Issa also mentions that LA feels small to her, and that they should go visit Tiffany, get away, and all that good stuff. And Molly's like, you feeling? And then she was like, a mess? Yeah, and I need to get up out of here because, she just wants to get out of LA for a minute. And let's see. Um Molly can't pick a clothing, can't pick an outfit, can't pick anything. And then Issa's like, yo, you nervous? She was like, yeah, because I don't want things to get messed up at the end of the day, because, I'm meeting Torian's family, and every time I meet a dude's family, things just go left, like Andrew in the last season. And let's see. Da-da-da-da-da. And Issa, at the end of the day, is just there being supportive, and Molly thanks her and lets her know, just thank you for being here, thank you for being so supportive. And Molly changes one more time before even coming out to her own party. Um, Fast forward to the Crenshaw headquarters. Koya calls Issa and says a pipe has burst, and she needs her to come over to the headquarters immediately so they can figure out what's going on, because if any of the fashion or the merchandise is damaged, the fashion show is going to be off, and we can't do this because we have, a bunch of things to do. And turns out it's not really an emergency at all. It actually is a surprise party thrown by Molly and Koya collaboratively for Issa. And Issa's like, wait, y'all threw a party together? And then Koya's like, she cool, cause don't forget Koya ain't trusted Molly since Issa's debut event, to where she thought Molly was strapped and thought Molly was packing, so she ain't trusted her. You know, Koya was still doing body searches and everything every time Molly came around. And Koya also tells Issa that instead of gifts, that she asked for donations, and the donations to the block actually hit $5,000 or whatever the case may be. And Daniel shows up by surprise, and Molly and Kelly are both like, they like both froze because they saw him out the corner of their eyes. And in the middle of this, Kelly is being groomed and kind of not groomed, but I guess kind of convinced, and not begged, but Molly is asking Kelly, yo, come work in my firm, because I've already talked to the partners and they're down with opening an estate division, which is Kelly's specialty in her area of work. And Kelly was like, fine, I'll call you tomorrow and we'll talk about it. And Nathan, he says he came to the party because he still gets the block's email chain, and they also donated because the barbershop donated because they actually Issa actually helped them out a lot, as far as publicity and a bunch of different things. And he says LA's starting to feel like home, and he apologizes. He's been getting their messages, he says, and Issa apologizes as well, and she says that she hopes he has no regrets, and he says that he doesn't. They hug it out as friends, and that's how they end as friends, and we don't see Nathan again after that. So not Team Nathan after all. You know what I mean? Team Nathan didn't win this one. I was hoping, man. I really was rooting, but at the end of the day, the fans wanted Lawrence, and that's what that's eventually what the fans got, or whatever the case may be. Next they visit Tiffany in Denver for her birthday. And Tiffany says she's bored as F, and says that Simone is the only black girl in her class. She says she's still not working. And, Derek's family really isn't around like that. They come get the baby and then that's it. You know what I mean? It's not really a situation of, how they're always around or anything like that. She says she really wasn't looking forward to being a real housewife of Denver. So, she misses her girls, and she misses the camaraderie. She misses LA. She misses her home. You know what I mean? Denver just, it ain't it. Let's see. At the table while they're celebrating, because this is Tiffany's birthday now. So while they're at the table celebrating Tiffany's birthday, Tiffany's like, hey, yo, give me the tea. Give me what's going on. And then Molly and Kelly both let Tiffany know Issa met somebody. He's a good dude, has a good job, has good other things. Bedroom qualities, I'll say, because we on YouTube. And Derek comes out and says, this is great that y'all came, because none of my homies from LA came to see me at all. So thank y'all for coming to see Tiffany and all of that stuff. And so he's salty about the fact that none of the guys from the shower or from the goodbye party came to see him at all. Let's see. Issa goes into the kitchen to talk to Molly, make sure that, Tiffany is really actually okay, because y'all know Tiffany has suffered with postpartum, and, they just want to make sure that she's actually good. And Issa says, I don't really want to say the wrong thing, because some of the things that I have in mind to say are things that people just say in general. And while Issa goes into the kitchen to get something to drink, she sees a picture of Lawrence and stares at it for a minute. And this is Lawrence with Derek and a few other people, or whatever the case may be. And what did Molly say? Molly sees Issa stare at the picture and goes, I always wonder what you would have said to Lawrence in response had Nathan not interrupted. And Issa says that she doesn't know. And she also tells Issa it's not too late, if Lawrence is really what she wants, and that, you don't have to overthink things and make things so hard. Take this from somebody who used to overthink things all the time. And then it's at this point that Molly gets a call from her brother Curtis, letting her know that her mother, Miss Carol, has actually passed. And I actually thought that was something that was going to happen in a prior episode. I didn't know that this would happen in this episode, so that definitely was a curveball, and definitely, hit me by surprise, because we had just seen her in the episode. So, I'm assuming, maybe she had another stroke, because, she had already had one previously and then had another one, which caused her to be in a coma or, unconscious, however. But, yeah, so Molly lost her mother, sadly, on Tiffany's birthday, and was in Denver, wasn't even in California to do anything about it. Fast forward to Lawrence's birthday. His parents are on FaceTime. They hit him up. Mom is singing to him. She's letting Lawrence know, oh, Condola's this, and she's so pretty, so classy, got the one braid, and whatever the case may be. And then in the middle of the FaceTime call, Issa interrupts and calls, and Lawrence picks up. And she says she's been thinking about a lot of things, including Lawrence, and asked to take him to dinner. And Lawrence says he has plans, and she hangs up. You know what I mean? Abruptly, but not abruptly because he wasn't done talking. But she got off the phone. Issa was being her usual awkward self. This is why we love Issa. And Lawrence, his girlfriend, shows up, and those are his plans for the night. And after that, Issa tries to call Molly, who doesn't answer the phone because Molly is more than likely grieving the loss of her mother. Next, at Kelly's birthday, Issa brings her new boyfriend, Nasir, and Tiffany and Derek are there. So at the party, Kelly announces something that I never thought we would see Kelly do on Insecure at all. She is pregnant by Desmond, and Tiffany is the most hyped person in the world. You need a Tiffany in your life when you're Kelly. You need a Tiffany, and vice versa, because her excitement. She was more excited than anybody. She probably was more excited than Kelly and Desmond. And I believe it was Issa who said, Kelly, I thought you didn't want kids. She was like, yeah, but at the end of the day, when I died, because at the reunion, technical difficulties, but it's all good now, whatever. But y'all know at the reunion, Kelly had died. They said that Kelly was dead, and she was not. So she said she started thinking about life and thinking about things, and considering, what if I do really want kids? And she was like, she just didn't want anybody's kids. She wanted Desmond's kids. And it's not what she said in so many words, but whatever. She said that Desmond had her doing things and, doing things that she never thought she would ever do in life. You know what I mean? Including things that Issa didn't need to know about. Back at Issa's getting ready for, adult time with Nasir. And, she's you could tell at the party when Kelly announced her pregnancy that Issa looked a little bit sad, and not sad, but, just kind of wondering about, like, man, Kelly out here pregnant and thinking about her own life and changes, and what am I sitting here doing? Am I really not going after the things that I want? That's the vibe that I caught anyway. And while she's in the mirror self lets Issa know, while Lawrence is calling, don't you dare answer the phone, or whatever the case may be. And I felt the same way. I was like, don't do this. Please don't. Just let it go. So fast forward, Issa calls from her office to Molly's office on Molly's birthday. So now it's a year later, and Molly says that it's hitting her that her mom isn't there to celebrate her birthday this time and won't be there for more birthdays. And it's also confirmed that Kelly now works at Molly's firm and apparently accepted the offer to head up the estate division. And Molly was just saying, oh, dang, our friendships in life really just got so hard, and things just really got deep, and when did it all get so hard, and all of that good stuff. And then they hang up. Issa's at her office doing her thing, doing her entrepreneur businesswoman thing, and everybody is pretty successful, and we see things in a little bit of a different space than it was before. And at this point, Molly and Taurian are still together. So next, after this, we see Issa at her office, and Lawrence is getting a grand tour, and she speaks to him about being in her own way and doubting herself, and saying, maybe if she just believed that things could work, maybe that they can. And he asked her, do you really believe things could work? And she's like, I think so. Then they kiss, and then they back together, and I'm just like, yeah. And then Issa knocked some coffee over, and she's like, oh, man, her coffee cup, and she's like, man, that was so coffee in that. That's why I'm so tired. It wouldn't be Issa if something awkward didn't happen. Next, we see Molly's wedding to Taurian, and Tiffany is pregnant yet again. And we see a visual to Molly's mom, and everyone's there, including Lawrence as Issa's date. And then, we see after the wedding and after they dance to Tony, Tony, Tony and the Isley Brothers, great soundtrack. As Insecure has never gotten it wrong with the music, let's just be clear. Let's see. Issa's helping Molly take off her dress, and they have a heart to heart. And Molly just says, "Thank you for always being there, and loving her, even when she was being her. And that as long as I don't know where this life is going to take us, but as long as you're here, I know I'm gonna always be good." Um, After that, we see Issa is a businesswoman who owns the block, drives a Lexus, and Issa drives us down memory lane. We see her drive by the dunes, and Thug Yoda is still there with his daughter, being a devoted dad, um, feeding her cauliflower soup, and sitting on the couch. um, she drives by, Rite Aid. She drives by We Got Y'all. And We Got Y'all staff is still the same, and they probably still don't get it. Um, she drives by Best Buy and sees, a young guy who resembles Lawrence, and she gets home and she shares a home with Lawrence and his son that he shares with Condola. And Issa is a stepmama basically, and I ain't feeling that. I ain't even gonna hold you. I don't like it. Didn't like it. I would have much rather Issa just been alone and been a businesswoman and just been doing her thing. Um, and it is now Issa's birthday, and Molly calls Issa from her honeymoon, wishes her a happy birthday, and says that she misses her, and says she didn't realize how boring I guess boyfriends and men can really be. She was like, he's always up under me. And Issa asked her, how's Greece, have you seen, and whatever the case may be. She was like, oh, I ain't seen much of that because we've been getting it in, or whatever the case may be. She was like, I think he really may have broken my kitty, reference to season 1 episode 1. And and Issa goes, oh, now you claiming it, or whatever the case may be. And then the show ends playing Khaleesi's Bossy, which was the instrumental to Issa's freestyle Broken Kitty, and it was called something different. And that was Insecure's final episode. I gotta say, I'm glad that they went out on a high note. I'm glad that they went out before anybody got sick of it. I could have done with another season, especially because we didn't get a season one time. So I could have done with another season, even if a movie does come out. Issa said a movie probably wouldn't come. But I mean, never say never. As long as it's done right, I could see it happening. I definitely need to see Kelly as a mom. I need to see that happen because Kelly is nuts. But I'm glad everybody got a happy ending. I'm glad that everybody ended up where they ended up. It was nice to see Molly finally found happiness and ended up with Taurian, had a wedding. Not even just a relationship, but she finally got to where she wanted to. If Lawrence was going to end up with Issa and vice versa, I believe that she deserved a ring and deserved marriage. After all the mess that she's been through with Lawrence, she could have got a ring. That's what I will say. And please don't be out there trying to make it work. If you have a relationship like Lawrence and Issa, just remember, you're not Lawrence and Issa. I don't know. The way they ended up, it was just like a Derwin and Melanie from the game type of situation. And I didn't like that then, and I didn't like this. Yeah. Insecure to me was really a cultural reset. So I'm very, very happy with the outcome of the show. The scene, I guess my favorite scene this time was probably Kelly saying that she was pregnant. Anytime Kelly's on the screen, but also too, probably the most touching moment was when Issa was helping Molly take her dress off. To me, that wasn't Molly and Issa. That was Yvonne Orji and Issa Rae. That was them. To me, that was them really letting each other know how they felt, being each other's, supporters, and being each other's backbone all these years on Insecure. So it was a beautiful moment, and it was a beautiful ending. And yeah, I'll miss Insecure, man. I ain't gonna lie, but I'm gonna always watch these repeats, and I'm gonna always have the music. And I do hope that we have glimpses and bits and pieces of Insecure in the future, somewhere down the line, because Insecure will never be, never be. I don't think Insecure ever be out of our minds, especially as young Black folks. I don't think Insecure will ever be you know, I don't think Insecure will ever be too far away from our minds. You know what I mean? We saw in this. Only thing I will say is that I feel like this last episode, we really got a whole season out of this last episode, because we really ended up like 2 years from where this last episode started, from where the beginning of the episode is to where it ended. We really saw 2 years in one episode. So Yeah, I enjoyed it. What did you guys think? What was your favorite part? I'm still Team Nathan. I was Team Nathan, and you know what? If they have another season or another episode some type of way down the line, because hey, Sex and the City keep getting rebooted, right, and keep getting movies. So, what did you guys think of the episode? What's your favorite part? Were you Team Lawrence? Were you happy to see her end up with Lawrence? What did you think of it being 2 years in the episode? And what did you think of the finale? What did you think of how they did it? You know, we got 2 years out of this finale. And what was your favorite part? What were you gonna miss most about the show? And if anything does come next, what do you hope comes next? And yeah, drop your comments below. Let me know. Don't forget to like, rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you to this very, very small YouTube community that comments and watches this. And stay tuned for whatever I review next. Maybe I'll review the Insecure documentary that comes on tomorrow on Monday at the same time as Insecure, like at 10 o'clock or whatever. Anyways, guys, thank you, and I will see you next time.